Good evening and welcome to the Orange County School Board's regular meeting scheduled for Tuesday, October 15th, 2024. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. I'd like to do a roll call. Member Salamanca?
Good evening.
Member Ferrant?
Good evening.
Member Gould?
Hello.
Member Castro Dental?
Good evening.
Member Byrd?
Good evening.
And on the phone, we have Member Felder. Member Felder, are you with us?
Good evening.
Thank you, Member Felder.
I'm with you.
Wonderful. We're happy to hear it. Chair Jacobs. She will be joining us shortly. She's not with us this evening. We'll let you know when she joins us. Before we start the meeting and I get into all the verbiage that I'm required to say, I just want to thank all the teachers that came out tonight wearing their red in support of the teachers. It's great to see so many of you, and it's great to see you all wearing red, and we appreciate you taking the time out of your very busy schedules. We know it's not easy to get here, and so we just wanted you to know that as a board, we appreciate you being here. All right, as a reminder, board members will not be engaging in outside electronic or digital communication during the meeting so we can focus on the matters immediately before us. To my fellow board members, district staff, and members of the public, when speaking, please make sure your microphone is turned on and speak directly into it. So our YouTube and Orange TV viewers can hear you clearly. Again, thank you so much for participating in or attending tonight's meeting. Now we're going to have a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. And now for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We are going to start out the meeting by having a little fun. At our last board meeting, Board Member Ferrant challenged Board Member Gould to a bit of a wager, all in the spirit of rivalry love. I'm going to turn things over to Board Member Ferrant for an update on how that little wager went.
Yes, okay, very funny, very funny. First of all, we should not continue these because I did not seem to have any kind of luck here with winning. However, my amazing Lake Buena Vista Vipers challenged Member Gould's Windermere Wolverines to a football game. And I'm very proud of our Vipers because this was actually the very first game that was played in Windermere's new stadium, which was amazing. And instead of like whooping their tails like we knew they were going to do, they took the high road and allowed Windermere to win in their new stadium. So congratulations, so proud.
Oh, thank you, Member Ferrant. That's one perspective. Although I was a little nervous at the very top of the game when we lost the ball in the first few seconds, but then we scored right away. So it was all uphill from there. It was an amazing evening, and having opened both schools, I was really proud of both of them. And what was really wonderful to see on that field was the sportsmanship and the excitement of celebrating the new stadium on both sides. So thank you, LBV, for coming and getting whooped. But with that, I have this wonderful shirt that you can now don on and model for us in the spirit of just this rivalry love. And it is truly amazing that we have such great teams and such great programs. These sports programs are essential for building character. But it also gives us a little fun time at the board table. So with that, I will hand this beautiful shirt over to you.
Thank you. I also want to say I think it's pretty cool that your team won, seeing that you'll go out on a high victory. Member Gould is leaving us in just a few weeks. And stepping down, new board member will be in her place. So excited that you get to leave on a high note, and I will gladly give you that. So glad your team won.
Thank you. And I would be remiss if I didn't recognize our Wolverine mascot and our principal, Leftakis, who is here and did a magnificent job of opening the Windermere Stadium and bringing people home. And I think we want a picture with them, right? Yes, yes. And that awesome jersey. So come on up, guys, because we want to get the picture.
And I also want to intervene and let you know that I am passing the weekly winner trophy to you.
Slowly walk down.
You're recognized.
Good evening, Vice Chair Gallo, school board members, Dr. Vasquez, and school staff. It is my honor to come up and present our second Board Member Challenge trophy. I would be remiss not to first thank the Lake Buena Vista Vipers for all their effort in the game. They've continued to improve throughout the year. I also would like to recognize Principal Leftakis and the Windermere Wolverines on their win, opening their brand new stadium, and what an awesome homecoming night. So at this time, I'd love to present this trophy to Mr. Leftakis and then on to Ms. Gould. Oh.
Congratulations, Windermere. I love it. That's awesome. It's so much fun. Member Felder, do you have something you would like to say?
Yes. I understand that there's a challenge coming up between the Jones High School Mighty Tigers against the Mustangs. I want to say to board member Bird, the Mustang is a stately animal. It looks good and it runs fast. But I need to introduce you to the Tigers, especially the eye of the tiger. The tigers are ferocious. They chase their prey and they destroy them. So I put this challenge before you, board member Bird. The challenge of the Jones High School Mighty Fighting Tigers. The history of this school is over 120-some years old. And I tell you, we are ready, we're prepared. And will you, when you all lose this game, will you wear the beautiful orange and green jersey?
Great. Member Bird, do you accept a Member Felder's challenge?
Yes. So, first of all, you picked the right school to challenge me on, Member Felder, because you see, I'm more than just a board member for Wekiva High School. I'm also a parent at Wekiva High School. My daughter is a senior there. So I and my family are huge Mustang fans. So from being involved with orchestra and chorus and theater and the aquatic program and FFA and all the different events we've been a part of, I can tell you that when it comes to excellence and winning, Wekiva's right there with you. And we don't have all the 100 years of history. In fact, I will tell you that they have reached a pretty neat milestone this year because they were opened 17 years ago in 2007 when many of the seniors who are graduating this year were born, including my senior. So Wekiva is young, but they are mighty. And we are working super hard to build that legacy and that incredible alumni power that you, of course, have at Jones. We know that you have there. So I will tell you, on behalf of Wekiva, I will proudly accept this challenge, and my mighty Mustangs will be the winners for sure. And I hope you like wearing maroon and gold because the Tigers are going down this Friday, and I have a jersey just for you that you get to wear when the mighty Mustangs beat you. So, yes, I accept the challenge.
Awesome. I hear that both schools are here ready to show us their spirit. We had a coin toss before the meeting, and we're going to hear from the Jones band and cheerleaders first. But before that, I hear both schools have something to give to board members. And then let's get a picture with the challengers and both schools.
Oh, yes, and I also forgot to mention, don't forget, Wekiva High School has the only culinary magnets in the entire district. So we might have something special just to share from the culinary magnets as well.
Yes.
Bring it on.
Let's get it here. Turn around so I can see that, yeah. Flip the hair. Good, hold on. Good, nice big smile. Slide down a little bit, kids. There we go, good. Perfect. Look happy and on three. Good, 1, 2, wait a minute. We have someone in a jersey that's not ready. Good. Look happy. Stay there. Hold on. Look up. Fantastic.
Thank you so much. So now we're going to hear from the Jones High School. Come on down.
Palms down.
Let's go, rock! You got to rock, move, and go, and go with soon. Just how we move, we just rock. Let's go, rock! You got to rock,
That was absolutely phenomenal. Member Salamanca, did you wish to speak?
Yes, thank you, Member. Well, aside from saying that was incredible, and this is, I know the football challenge is silly, but it really is so enjoyable when we're up here and get to see what our students are doing through football, through cheer, through the guard. It really is, it's always inspiring. It's a lot of fun for us to go out there and hang out at these football games as well. And I wanted to remind everyone of, a very important football game this Friday. That will be Lake Nona versus Timber Creek. So District 1 versus District 2. And as y'all maybe know, I am a Timber Creek graduate, but I now represent Lake Nona High School. So staying true to my representative, I will be there with my Lake Nona swag on. And Member Gallo loves to remind me that she represents Timber Creek.
I do.
That was a zoning issue. It used to be in District 2, but I also want to remind folks, for anyone else who wants to go, the two of us will be there, and if Gallo loses, she has to wear a lion tail and lion ears at the next board meeting. So don't forget, we want
It's not
Gallo.
nice of other board members to root against me.
So if you want to see Gallo with a lion tail and ears, in addition to just the jersey, then you will show up and root for Lake Nona High School at this game.
Remind me to call Mr. Wasco tomorrow.
Thank you, Vice Chair.
Thank you. Member Gould.
I just want to say, based on the cheerleaders, the cheer squads, dance squads, and the bands, the swagger between these two schools is top notch. It's going to be a tough game just based on what was represented tonight.
So true. Very true. All righty. Alicia, did you want to speak?
Yes. Okay. I just want to say, that's okay. We're all buddies up here anyways. Okay. I'm going to have to go visit. I know you always talk about Wakaiva's culinary, but okay, seriously, they're like donut cakes. I'm going to have to go visit and they're bunt cakes. I know you can tell they're fresh, but I would love to go and just visit and see what they do and how they're working that. And so maybe we can team
You
up
are
and
welcome
go.
anytime. And I actually belong to the advisory council for the culinary. I do love it. I mean, obviously, I'm there to support the culinary program, but it literally is the best advisory group to belong to because they feed us and they make the best
How do I
food.
join?
Seriously. So you can come anytime.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Front. Thank you, Member Byrd. Dr. Vasquez, are there any changes to the agenda?
No, Madam Chair, there are no changes to the agenda.
Wonderful. I will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as posted. Got a motion by Member Gould. Second by Member Salamanca. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Member Felder? Member Felder?
Aye.
Thank you. Is the chair on the line? Okay, thank you. Let the record reflect that it passed in the affirmative with all members present and Member Felder on the phone. As much as the football challenge was, and it was extremely enjoyable, being a board member also has a more somber side. From time to time, we pause to acknowledge when we lose important people in our education community. I would like to invite Member Felder to present this special resolution remembering Ulysses Floyd. Member Felder.
Thank you, Vice Chair Gallo. I'd like to share some information about Mr. Ulysses Floyd. He and his wife both were former educators here in Orange County Public Schools, and I grew up with their daughter, Karen Floyd. The both of us were members of the Jack and Jill Club of America. We grew up together. And I want to share with you, Ulysses Floyd, who passed away on September 30th, devoted more than 30 years to teaching OCPS student. Before serving students in the classroom, Ulysses served our country. He was a private first class and then second lieutenant in the Army from 1946 to 1953. After his stint in the military, he received his bachelor's degree in industrial education at Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. During his OCPS career, he taught elementary students at Hungerford, Sattler, and the former Webster Avenue School. He took his passion for public education further by advocating for fellow teachers as well. He also broke barriers by serving as the Orange County Classroom Teacher Association's first black president from 1974 to 1975. And I'm so honored to share this information with you. When I ran for board member in 2020, I went to Mr. Floyd's house. And as I was laying my sign in his yard, Channel 13 came. And he talked about me and talked about my being an educator and talked about his love for education and the support he gives to Orange County School Board as a member of the Orange County Classroom Teachers Association. I remember his advocacy. I will never forget how he fought for the right of teachers. And so as this is a sad time, but this is also a good time to reflect on the wonderful work that former teachers have done within this county. And thank you for this opportunity, board members, to let me share this information about Mr. Ulysses Floyd. Thank you so much. A resolution has been given to the family on behalf of Orange County Public Schools and District 5, where the talent resides. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Member Felder, for Mr. Floyd's touching tribute. I want to also express my condolences to Mr. Floyd's family. We are so very sorry for your loss. Member Dr. Castor-Dental.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I just want to make a couple comments too. I remember when I was in the union, Ulysses Floyd was always there. I think he was retired by the time I was there, but he always, it's amazing. He was an example. He was a role model. He was a guide. He was a mentor. He was in the trenches a long time ago and fought the fight and showed everyone else how to do it. And he did that with integrity, and he really was a role model. And you would still see him come to our board meetings. Last year he was here, he showed up, and he never forgot how hard it is to teach and how we need to support one another. And I just saw him a few months ago at a community meeting, and he was there to talk about the potential closing of a school and was there to support it staying open. And so he never really gave up, and he led a very meaningful life, and his family should be very proud. He will be missed, and I know his funeral is tomorrow, and some people will not be able to attend because we have an impasse, but I'll be thinking of him during that time.
Thank you, Member Castor-Dental. Next, we have some special recognitions to share with you. Each month, a school board member honors an employee in their district. These employees have shown exceptional dedication and contributed to the success of our students. We are grateful for every one of our devoted staff members, and this is one more way we are pleased to honor them. I'd like to invite Member Gould, who represents District 4, to tell us about the OCPS staff members she has selected for her school board spotlights.
Thank you, Chair. I am pleased to recognize 4 school staff members from Metro West Elementary. Staffing specialist Janice Jones has worked for OCPS for the past 35 years. Janice is dedicated, meticulous, and when it comes to following ESE guidelines and procedures, She has been a driving force in ensuring all the needs of Metro West Elementary ESE students and their families are met every single day. Janice, would you please stand? Thank you for all that you do and have done for 35 years. It's pretty incredible. Next, I'd like to recognize another OCPS veteran, exceptional student teacher, Ingrid Rodriguez. She has worked for OCPS nearly 30 years. There's a little trend going on here. At Metro West, she has taken the lead on establishing ESE processes and procedures and connecting students and teachers with resources. Ingrid is devoted to our students, families, and teachers and goes beyond the call of duty to provide them with unwavering support. Ingrid, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you for your unwavering service. Dedicated English language arts coach Christina Falcon has been at OCPS for the past 7 years. A newbie. Christina is focused on learning and implementing new strategies during the district's professional learning, common planning, and intervention blocks. She builds strong relationships through meaningful conversations and is committed to creating a culture of positive change at Metro West Elementary School. Christina, would you please stand? In most circumstances, 7 years not that new, but compared to 35 and 30, you know. Rosa Franca de Oliveira, I don't think I said that right, Olivra, has been a paraprofessional for English language learners at Metro West for the past 2 years. She supports her students by connecting them at home and at school. Rose has integrity, flexibility, and is committed with passion about her orcas and their learning. Unfortunately, Rose couldn't be here tonight to attend this meeting, but please let's give her a round of applause. I want to just thank all of you again and your leadership, who has been incredible at Metro West. That school grew very, very fast several years ago. And we could not find another location for a relief school. And I know some of you lived through that and how we have come together as a community and continued the great traditions at Metro West and put the students above and beyond all things. So thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, Member Gold. Congratulations, Ingrid, Janice, Christina, and Rose, and thank you for making a difference in our students' lives. And now we would like to take a picture, so if y'all could come up, that would be great. Member Gold's coming down.
Smile again, look happy. Perfect.
Next, I'd like to recognize Orange Technical College South Campus Senior Director Alex Heidelberg and Career Service Advisor Tommy Levitt. These two gentlemen are recipients of Onyx Magazine's Men of Honor Awards. They both received their accolades during an awards ceremony at the Rosen Center Hotel at the end of September. Alex was recognized for his educational career, for helping students learn skills that enrich the community, and for his advocacy for both technical education as a whole, as well as Skills USA, a student workforce development organization. Alex leads the largest Skills USA chapter in Florida at the OTC South Campus and hosted the association's regional competition. He was also awarded with the 2024 Florida Skills USA Cornerstone Award, which is given to administrators who have gone above and beyond in their support of the organization members. Tommy was recognized for authoring more than 35 character for life books, his community service supporting OTC instructors throughout the district and leading students to success. His community involvement has included Campus Crusade for Christ, Children's Home Society of Florida, Edgewood Children's Ranch, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and the Special Olympics. He has also previously been named an Instructor of the Year for Orange County Technical College and won a Disney Teacherific Award. Congratulations to Alex and Tommy for your commitment for all that you do for OTC's staff and students. Come on up. Is Alex and Tommy, y'all are here? Come on down. Bring it on.
Wow. Well deserved. Very well deserved.
Well, your hands are full. Congratulations. Absolutely, you can do that. So deserved. Congratulations.
Wow, that's
Men of
gorgeous.
honor. I love it.
So well deserved. Congratulations. It's a lot of service.
Yes. It's great. They are. They're beautiful.
Don't push them.
They're beautiful. All right. Congratulations.
Come on. That looked like it was a fun night.
I know.
Their
That's
banquets are
wonderful.
usually pretty awesome.
I know. It's hard to see the pictures when you're eating.
Soon it'll be up. Good. Don't block anybody. Good. Look up, look happy, and on three. Good. 1, 2, and 3. Or 4. Good. That was a warm up. Look happy again. Listen, we got everybody. One more. You weren't happy. Look happy. Perfect. Thank you.
Try that again. And last but certainly not least, I'd like to acknowledge our Chief Communications Officer, Scott Howitt, for receiving a 2024 PR News People of the Year Chief Communications Award. Scott was recognized for leading an accomplished team of more than 40 communicators who are focused on elevating and protecting OCPS's brand. Through his visionary leadership, OCPS has enhanced and maintained a strong brand in a time of widespread attacks on public education, fiscal challenges, and change. Scott has done so by ensuring best communication practices are in place for a range of constituents, including OCPS staff, students, parents, and Orange County residents. Scott also created Mondays with Maria, a weekly talk show program on YouTube that introduced Dr. Vasquez to the community after she became superintendent 2 years ago and discusses various topics. With his team, he has increased community engagement with social media and good news videos, which are featured each week in The Slice, news from OCPS. He has also prepared and responded to emergencies like Hurricane Milton. In fact, Scott couldn't attend the award ceremony in New York City last week because of the storm. Jason Smith, Director of Public Relations, accepted the award on Scott's behalf. Congratulations, Scott, and thank you for your leadership. You and your team ensure we have effective internal and external communications. You help us reinforce and tell OCPS's story and highlight the positive impact our schools, staff, and students are making throughout the district. Congratulations, Scott.
Picture Jack a little bit. Good. Hold on. Let's get the wide shot. Look happy. Stay there. Hold on. And I think Scott has family tonight. Yes. Come on, Scott's family. But not the baby.
It's the best.
I know, that's the running joke. The running joke. You raised a good little boy, man. Good. Good. Big smile again. Look happy. And just you, Scott. Come all the way up here. Just come on. And just hold that out. Hold on. Good, thanks.
Dr. Vasquez, do we have any newly appointed administrators to present tonight?
No, we do not.
Thank you. We will, at this time, we're going to move on to, I'd like to call on Matt Turner, President-elect of Orange County Association of School Administrators. Welcome, Mr. Turner.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Vice Chair Gallo, thanks for having me. Board members, and of course, Superintendent Vasquez, thanks so much. When a crisis occurs, most of us just want to be near our friends and family to keep them safe. They're many like firefighters, police officers that must put that aside to protect the community. And our school-based administrators were just in that last week. So I'm here tonight to get a shout out to our school-based administrators who serve their communities by running the shelters. We did have Apopka, Carver, Colonial, LBV, Lake Nona, Oak Ridge, Ocoee, Odyssey, Union Park, and Wedgefield. Now, if you're like me, you're wondering, well, what were they actually doing? So I asked them. I wanted to know. So prior to the shelter, setting up the tables, tarping the gym floor, collecting radios, distributing them, making copies, communicating with custodial, food and nutrition services, creating spaces for the shelter staff. And then during the shelter time, being a liaison between the police, constant communication with custodial and food and nutrition, coordinating the blankets. And one principal told me this, and it really stuck out to me. She said, having conversations with those in the shelter to keep them calm. You know, the empathy doesn't stop when there's a hurricane. And I just want to say how proud I am of our administrators for stepping up and answering the call. We had 27 OCASA members that served on our shelters, so I do want to shout them out. I had a couple individual names, I'm going to leave those out tonight. But before I go, I did want to say a couple stories because I asked our members for some stories from the shelter, and I thought it would be interesting. At the Oak Ridge site, and again, we are here as school-based administrators, but we also shout out our teachers and our classified staff as well. At the Oak Ridge site, we had a mother with a 7-day-old baby and a 1-year-old son. One of our incredible teachers heard about this mother needing some assistance, so around 3 p.m. on Wednesday, she delivered formula, diapers, clothing, and toys to that mother. Super cool story. At Odyssey Middle, Principal Nina shared with me that it was their first shelter experience, and they enjoyed connecting with the people that came in there. They met so many people from various walks of life. For example, Wayne, an Air Force veteran, Roderick, an aspiring engineer from Panama, and Dylan, an 8-month-old from Mexico. And Michael, who is one competitive Uno player. He beat the principal, and he was very proud of it. Lastly, I'll say that all sites shared that they felt extremely supported by food and nutrition partners, as well as their principal leaders and district leadership. So I just wanted to come say thank you to all of our school-based administrators for their time and sacrifice during the hurricane. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Turner. And I have to say that we're all very grateful for what the administrators do during the time of need. Every time we go to a storm and there's a shelter, they leave their families to come and protect or take care of other families. And I know that it doesn't go unnoticed, the sacrifice they make, so thank you to them. One of my principals came up to Dr. Vasquez and I at an event and was disappointed that she was not a shelter, that her school was not going to be a shelter. It was, and then it got crossed off because of water boiling issues. But she wanted to be a shelter because she wanted to make sure that her community had a safe place to go and didn't have to go far. And that just speaks volumes about our administrators and their care for their employees, their students, and the community at whole. So thank you. Member Byrd.
Thank you, Member Gallo. I was just going to say the same thing. I had 2 of my high schools, 2 of my 3 that were shelters. And I was thinking a lot about this because this storm was pretty scary. Woo! And there were times I was sitting there thinking, God, I'm so glad that my husband is here. And I have a friend who, her husband is in food and nutrition, and she posted a picture on social media where she packed him up the day before the storm, and she said, she had to say goodbye to him for the next 3 days. And I was thinking, I don't know what I would do. I would be so afraid to be by myself. So I was thinking a lot about it this week, about the sacrifice of our staff and our administrators and the amount of time and hours that go into the preparation, like you said, and then afterwards, assessing the buildings and making sure they're cleaned up, and just there's so much involved. And we talk a lot about how being an educator, it's so much more than just, teaching kids the basics. There's just a whole realm of things that educators are responsible for. And this is a perfect example. A lot of people don't even know that it's school staff at these school shelters. A lot of them think it's, government people or whatever that come in and run these shelters. But it's our community educators. And it's just another example of how our educators and our classified staff are members of our community, and they go above and beyond just the general job description of being food nutrition or a principal or a teacher. It's a beautiful example of their giving spirit. So thank you to everyone that worked in shelters and kept our community safe.
Well said, Member Byrd, because the custodians and our food and nutrition, they were all on the front lines of the storm taking care of our community. So very thankful to them. Member Salamanca.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, and I just want to echo that. I had 2 high schools, a middle school as well, Odyssey being one of them. And yeah, it was incredible to see everyone come together. I know Principal Campbell at Lake Nona High School, for example, had her 1-year-old with her the entire time. And so she was being a principal, she was on the front lines, and she was being a mother. And it really it's just incredible to see. And I think she sent me a picture of her 1-year-old going to take a nap after like basically an all-nighter as well, 'cause she was entertaining and part of everything that was going on. So it was very heartwarming, but also it definitely does not go unnoticed, just the kind of sacrifice that it takes to be an educator and be an administrator. Our schools are so much more than just a place where students learn. You know, we feed our students, we shelter our families. We are community centers, and our public education system is many times the backbone of our communities and where they feel safe. And that sometimes it's really hard to, I see that sometimes when you just think about school and you just think it's just going to school and learning, but there's so much more that our institution does, and it's so important. And so I also just want to thank my principals, my staff, and my district that were out there and didn't get a lot of sleep and did such great work, and also the folks at the district who, they kept us so updated as board members on the latest, and the superintendent. I was getting questions right and left from our staff and teachers being, when are we going to open, when are we going to close? And I know that we were communicating as fast as we could, as soon as we would hear from the county, as soon as we would get the weather updates. I mean, down to the speed of the wind for when schools can be up and running. I mean, it was those types of decisions that were being made on when it was safe to open or not. And so just thank you everyone for that. It was incredible work together, and how quickly we were able to come back up and running. And obviously if things are still not working, RACs are still down, we really want to get this fixed. We had a couple of teachers also email us to say they were thankful for how quickly we did fix some of the AC issues, and so it was great to hear. So thank you all for those that worked all these extra hours to get us up back and running.
Thank you, Member Salamanca. Next, I would like to call on Clinton McCracken, President of the Classroom Teachers Association.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board and Dr. Vasquez. As you can see, we have several educators here this evening, as well as parents and other members of our community. They're here to stand in support of our educators who are feeling beaten down by this district. And if you could all please stand and remain standing. They're also concerned about the direction that we are in. There's a lot of talk about micromanagement across our district, but what we really need to look at is why management chooses to do it. It happens when there's a lack of trust of your employees. It happens when management has a paradigm that their employees either don't have the skill or the commitment to do the work that's needed. We recently asked our bargaining unit if micromanagement has increased or decreased in the last 3 years. 87% feel it has increased. They say their professionalism is being questioned, and the culture within OCPS is suffering. They say there's a prevailing mindset that teachers don't know what's best for their classrooms. And this has created a stifling atmosphere where educators feel more like cogs in a machine than trusted professionals. Teachers are the ones in the classrooms every day, and teachers understand the unique needs of their students. But they're being inundated with prescriptive mandates that limit their ability to make the critical decisions necessary to engage, inspire, and educate. This constant oversight is demoralizing, and it's leading to burnout. I want to share with you just a few testimonials from our teachers. I have no autonomy. which means the district doesn't trust me to do what I have been trained to do, educate students. Adding the principal leaders and cadre to conduct more stressful walkthroughs, disrupting students. Frequent walkthroughs with no feedback. Forced to submit data that's readily available to admin. Dictating what I teach, when I teach it, and the length of time I need to teach it. Admin sitting in on every meeting to push a district agenda. No autonomy, increased testing. Principal leaders walk campus and always start with a negative. Very rarely, if ever, is praise acknowledged or thanks given to teachers. Every PLC has a district person attending, and the teacher presenter gets feedback as to whether the meeting kept to the district agenda. These are not isolated voices. We received over 500 other comments just like these. They represent a collective experience that needs to change if we're to rebuild trust and foster a supportive environment. Our teachers need to be empowered, not micromanaged, so that they can do what they do best, teach. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. McCracken, and thank you again to all of the educators that came out tonight. We appreciate it. We see you, we hear you, so thank you for coming. All proclamations were adopted by vote of the board at the August 27th, 2024 board meeting as celebrations/observations. The list will remain on the agenda for the entire school year. Mr. Palmerini, do we have anyone who has come to speak to the school board on any of the items on the consent agenda? If so, which item or items?
We had one, but they have withdrawn, so we have no speakers, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Palmerini. Seeing that there is no member of the public who wishes to provide public comment, we will move on to the consent agenda. I will need a motion from the board to approve the consent agenda. Motion by Member Ferrant, second. Second by Member Byrd. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Member Felder? Member Felder? Member Felder, can you hear us? Okay. So, Chair Jacobs.
Yeah, she's
Chair
on.
Jacobs?
Yes, Madam Chair, I vote in the affirmative.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair Jacobs. All right. Let the record reflect that it passed with in the affirmative, with all members present and with Chair Jacobs on the telephone. So now we are moving on to information. Dr. Vasquez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just have a few announcements. First, I also want to echo my gratitude to all of the staff that not only helped us prepare for the storm, but helped with the recovery. When given the extent of the storm and the damage that we sustained and the ability that we were able to open back for our students today, it really was another indication of how dedicated our staff is and how we've been able to work together to accomplish so many things. Additionally, I wanted to remind anyone that may be listening that the Foundation for Orange County Public Schools has their 24th annual For Our Schools golf tournament. This Friday, we are looking forward to seeing all of the different teams compete. I know some of the board members will be there. It's always a lot of fun. And my last item, we have had a focus on reading, and our board members have really worked hard to support the training of teachers. And so we started this last year, and we took count through the end of August, and we have 2 winners, only one that is here today. But both Board Member Gould and Board Member Felder had the highest percentage of teachers that participated in training. And so we have a trophy for Board Member Gould, and Board Member Felder, when you come back, we have one for you as well. We will run another contest, which started September 1st and will run through December, and we will announce winners. But this has resulted in the largest number of teachers being trained on the science of reading, and we are so appreciative of the board's support of the training. And Board Member Gould, this is for you.
Member Castle-Dental, I don't know that we need to know the places of everybody. I think just announcing the winners is sufficient. It's very pretty. Congratulations, Member Gould and Member Felder. Did we calculate based on percentages? We did. All right, just checking.
Board Member Gal, we really tried to have you not be at the bottom of the list.
And it didn't work. That's okay. It's okay. It's good. So facilities service contract award change order. Did you want to discuss that, Dr. Vasquez? It's on my agenda.
Is simply informational purposes for the board members.
Okay. And item 18.03 is informational as well? Yes, perfect. All right. So then we're going to move on to Mr. Pomerini for his report.
Yes, members of the board, just very briefly, as you all know, we have our impasse hearing tomorrow. Just wanted to go over the procedure of it briefly, just so you're all aware. We'll start out with the chair with her opening remarks about the process. Then each side will get 2 hours inclusive of rebuttal period, so 2 hours total. After that, there will be a break, and then we will go into question period. And just there was some confusion about the question period, so I just want to make sure everybody understands. The board members who chime in, they'll get 5 minutes. When they read a question, after they get through reading the question, I will stop the clock. And then each side, whoever the question is directed to, whether it's the superintendent, staff, or CTA, they'll get a minute to respond. And then the other party will get a minute to respond. It will probably go smoother and easier if each side is just allowed to give their response and not get interrupted in the minute period. So that's probably the way that it will run more smoothly if we operate that way. And then after the question and answer period is completed, you all will then go into deliberations and decide the disputed issues at impasse. But I just wanted to give that clarity about the process going in to tomorrow, and I wanted to answer any questions you all have about the process if you have them before tomorrow.
Will the clocks be visible to everybody? The timers, will they be visible to both sides?
Yes. So sitting down in this area will be Vivian Kokotis and Kishara Cowens from my office. They'll have the minute clock for the question and answers. The presentation clock and the 5-minute clock for board members will be the ones that you normally see over here. So yeah, but between those clocks over here and these two clocks, it'll be visible to everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Pomerini. Are there any other questions from board? Yes, Dr. Castor-Dental.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a question about when you said after the questions, then the board will deliberate. I just want to make sure people know we're deliberating openly at the board. We're not going to closed door sessions to deliberate. It will be public.
That's correct.
Okay. And then another question I have is when you said a board member can ask a question, we have 5 minutes and you would stop the timer. So are you saying that each board member only has up to 5 minutes to ask questions total?
No, ma'am. So it's 5 minutes for each round. So if you guys or if you all do a round and then you come back and board members have additional questions beyond that, you'll get more than 5 minutes. But it's 5 minutes per turn.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other questions from board members pertaining to tomorrow?
Then that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pomerini. Are there any reports from the school board members? Any reports from their individual committees? Are there any members that would like to agenda policy level issues or discuss anything for future work sessions? Member Salamanca.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. This is not specific to a policy, but it is about something that's been brought to my attention multiple times now, so I wanted to bring it, which is talking points. So I've heard from parents, teachers, and staff that it serves the purpose of communication, but there are some other features that they used, such as rewards or keeping track of points for some of the positive behavior with their students, that they lost that feature when we established talking points and they don't have alternatives to that. So I've heard it enough that I really wanted to bring it up because it is impactful. The other one is sports and extracurriculars, and particularly at the high school level, are having more issues communicating, just like the delay in communication compared to before. Something about talking points is just not working when you're an SGA sponsor, when you're an athletic director. I'm not sure about the specifics of why it's not working as well as previously, but I just want to make sure that that's being considered. And if we need to complement this with other platforms, I know the reason we don't use Class Dojo, for example, was data security and privacy issues, but there was a lot of positive feedback that we were getting on that reward system and point system. And so I just want to flag it if our staff could look into that, because it's been brought up by enough parents and teachers that I wanted to bring it up.
Thank you, Member Salamanca. Dr. Castor-Dental.
Thank you. I want to go back to, I don't have policy level, I just have some other comments. Back to our shelters, our schools that are used as shelters. I wonder if those are potential locations for us to use some renewable energy, maybe some solar panels, and look out for some federal grants to make sure that those are resilient, and they could also serve as pilot projects for having those on our schools and cutting down on operations costs. I know that there are federal programs now directly to support making sure our schools are more green, and I think that would be something that we should look into. Another point is when Clinton spoke today, I appreciate having so many people in the audience, because I wasn't looking at Clinton when he was speaking. I was looking at everybody else standing and looking at your body language and your expressions and whether you were nodding or grimacing. And I want to share that means a lot. Clinton is often here by himself or with Maribel, presenting on teachers' behalf and speaks clearly and mentions the same things he mentioned tonight. But having an audience, and I counted over 70 teachers here, makes a difference to me. Like I said, just seeing your reactions, seeing how when he mentioned something, if you nodded or were just, fiercely nodding or silently clapping, I mean, I could see that he's not just bringing these issues out of thin air. These are real concerns from actual teachers, and we need to address them. It is difficult to be on the board at our position when we are so far removed from the classroom. So the experiences you have, the examples really help us to understand. I have the benefit of being in the classroom, so I can imagine it a little easier. But know that your presence here, even if you're not getting up to speak, does make a difference. The red t-shirts make a difference. It shows unity. It lets us know why you're here without saying a word. I appreciate your time that you took to come down here. And I know that a lot of you wish you could be at our meeting tomorrow, our impasse meeting, and you can't. But it will be recorded. It will still be probably going on at the end of your school day. You can tune in. That will be more when you would hear our deliberations and our discussions. And I just had a quick question. If you could raise your hand, if I want to see what level of school you're representing. If you are from elementary, can you raise your hand? Okay. Thank you. If you're in middle school? Okay. If you're high school? And I could tell who the high school teachers were because you were really appreciating the high school bands that were coming in, filming them. And I know that there are other teachers who have since left, but and then people who are not teachers but are represented in other fields. Okay, thank you. So a lot of elementary, but representative of all of our teachers. I do want to say that I appreciate trying to find the common threads because you are each in your own classroom and you have your own experience, but we need to look out for the whole district and what is common among all classrooms and experiences. So we're still trying to figure that out. It isn't easy. So what I heard today was when teachers say that they don't feel respected, what does that look like? And today I started to really hear it and see it, and it comes in the micromanagement. It's not just someone helping you out and telling you what you need to do, but how that makes you feel. You already know what to do. And when someone tells you what to do, and you already know what you're supposed to do, and you could do something that would fit your classroom needs better, you feel like your judgment is questioned. And again, it makes you feel disrespected. Your knowledge, your experience, your expertise, your knowledge of the students, the subject matter, your community, your grade level, all of it. You are the expert of your class. And we need to try to figure out a way to release teachers to teach while maintaining all the different things that the state is requiring of us. And that's a hard balance. But where can we find what practices are we using that are making it so difficult? I also heard the constant oversight. That's another visual. I can see that. I know what that feels like. Again, it comes down to not being trusted. So you feel disrespected and you feel like no one trusts what you're doing because they're always coming around to watch and see if you're doing it. And then not giving you, you mentioned not having that feedback from those walkthroughs. You just feel like, again, you're just being watched, not trusted, not asked for your input or your insight. And we could do better. Those are not hard to change. I guess making sure that teachers understand why we're doing those walkthroughs. When I talk to principals, they are usually excited to go walk classes. They want to get into the classrooms and see how the kids are doing. And I've had to tell them, wait, that's great for you to know what's going on. But it really sends a signal to your teachers that you don't trust them. I don't know if that's what you're trying to send them. I don't think that's the message you're trying to send, but there is a disconnect. So I don't fault principals for wanting to know what's going on in classrooms, but when it comes to teachers needing to feel like they've got this, trust me, help me, don't judge me, we could be doing a lot better. And I think what I heard today when Clinton spoke and when you all were here is that we can actually see what we need to do better. And I don't think it's going to be too hard. We just have to commit to doing it. So I will make sure that I follow up and see how we're doing. I know that the board, we are accountable. So I want you to know that you're heard and that I will do what I can with my last month on the board to bring those issues up again. So thank you all for coming out.
Thank you, Member Castro-Dental. That was very well said, and I think your sentiments is probably shared by the board. We're all hearing the same things bubble up, and we understand that there's things that we have to look into to see what we can do, to see what we can take off your plates, to make sure that you feel respected in your classroom and that you have the autonomy to do your job well. We recognize that. I know that the superintendent has met with teachers to have those discussions on what we could do better, and it's my understanding that they were very honest with her, because one of them called me after the committee meeting, and I was just asking for feedback from the teacher. And I said, how did it go? Were teachers vocal? Did you really speak your mind? Because we need to hear it. Like, we're not interested in having a committee of teachers that don't tell us how they feel, because that doesn't help us solve the problems. And from my understanding, they were very vocal. They were very honest about what they need to see from the district and see from us. So I know that the superintendent is going to be sharing that information with us soon, along with some solutions. So I look forward to hearing about those. So thank you. Is there anybody else that wishes to comment, have a discussion this evening? All right, seeing no further business before this board, we are adjourned. Thank you all for coming out this evening. Have a great night.